This is Chapter 9, Probability, Lesson 1B. So this is a kind of a continuation of what we did in Lesson 1. This is called Predicting with Probability. So probability is very useful, and the whole reason that we do probability is to make predictions about the future and what we think will happen in the future. So let's talk about that. Here are our notes. Probabilities can be used to make predictions about the future. We are going to use multiplication to make these predictions. So we're viewing multiplications with fractions in this lesson. Here's our first problem. Number 1, Mary knows the probability of flipping a coin and landing on tails is blank. Well, we should know that probability is 1/2. A coin has 2 sides, and one of those 2 sides is tails. So it asks us to predict the number of tails she will get if she flips the coin 80 times. Very easy problem here. We know that she should get tails half of the time, right? 1/2 of means multiplication, the times, okay, and the half of all of those flips should be tails. So we're going to do 1/2 times 80. Remember, whole numbers have to be turned into fractions before we can multiply. Let's check to see if we can simplify on the diagonal before we multiply. So 1 and 1, nothing I can simplify there, but we've got 2 and 80. We can divide a 2 out of both of those. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 80 divided by 2 is 40. Now we multiply straight across. 1 times 40 is 40. 1 times 1 is 1. We can simplify that to be just the whole number 40. So that means out of 80 total coin flips, we expect to get tails 40 times. Predicting the probability is very, very easy. Just take your probability of the event and multiply it by how many times you are doing the experiment in all. I have one more example for you here. Number 2, Elizabeth rolls a number cube 30 times. Remember, a number cube is a die. She rolls it 30 times. Predict the number of times she will roll the number 6. Well, first thing we have to know is what's the probability of rolling that die or number cube and getting a 6. Well, remember there are 6 sides on a number cube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of those 6 sides, there's only one side that has a 6 on it. So the probability of getting a 6 is 1/6. If we want to know how many times Elizabeth should get should get the number 6 if she rolls 30 times, we take that probability and we multiply it by the number of times we are doing the experiment. So 1/6 times 30, make your 30 a whole number. Let's see if we can do any simplifying. 1 and 1, nothing I can divide out of those two, but 6 and 30, they're both divisible by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 30 divided by 6 is 5. And now I can multiply straight across. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1. Simplify that, and you can get the whole number 5. So out of 30 rolls, we can expect Elizabeth to roll the number 6 5 times. So making predictions with probability is very, very easy. Just take your probability and multiply it by the number of times you are doing the experiment. Go ahead and finish up the rest of the questions in this section.